Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then, you know, you just showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's me with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Here we have Yuki. Yuki, give him an introduction. Let him know which market you're driving in and which platform you mainly drive on.
What's up, man? I mostly do Uber. I just started like messing around with Lyft, and I'm out here in Boston.
Okay, so shout out
really
to Boston.
All over Massachusetts for Boston.
All right, shout out to the Boston, Massachusetts area. You know, we was just discussing, you know, the guy who grosses like 200K, Rafael. He's in Boston, so obviously that is a hot market. So you can make some money in the Boston, Massachusetts area. So shout out to you. So you said you mainly drive Uber, but you also been getting to Lyft, correct?
Yeah, just if I hit the 12 hours, I'm like, all right, shit. Let me see what I could do on Lyft for a little bit.
Yeah, all right. Let's get a little, little backstory. Like, how exactly did you go about, getting into, the rideshare game?
Shit, really? Just like, I had a clothing store that I just closed down, and so I just had like a lot of like free time, and I've been dating this girl that like, bro, she's a hustler, bro. Like,
oh, for real?
She'll work like a crazy ass shift, and then after she gets out of work, she'll just throw on Uber, and I'll be FaceTiming her, and she's like making bread, and I'm just chilling. I'm like, damn, bro. She kind of like motivated me to like use my free time to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's like an hour or two, fuck it, go make like 100 bills real quick. So like, it was really her, to be honest.
All right, shit. Shout out to her, man.
For real.
Damn. So she's not even familiar with the content or the 2 racks a week challenge, is she?
Nah. I mean, I told her about it after, but yeah.
Okay. How did you come across it?
Honestly, just like searching up. I remember like I think it was like my first day or so. I just YouTube like Ubering in Boston.
Okay.
And then I think I came up on the video of bro that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so there's definitely like a trick to it. You got to just like figure the shit out for real.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We could dive into that here in a little bit. So you said you were running a clothing store, and some girl you was dating. She's a hustler. She was getting out there, getting busy with it. I'm not sure if you mentioned, did your clothing store close, or is that still running, or?
Yeah, so I have a clothing brand. So I did a store for a while, and then we had this issue with like a vent, and it kept ruining all the clothes. So we closed it down, but we still do everything online, and like, it's still going full force.
Yeah, see, some stuff like that could be challenging. Merch and
Facts.
E-commerce as far as like clothes, but so I completely understand. So the girl you were dating, she put you on, so shout out to her. So once you started driving, like how many hours were you putting in? Because before we forget to like how much you made, I know it wasn't that many hours. So how many hours were you putting in?
At first it was more just about the money. I was like, all right, let me make 100 a day.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I started doing 100 a day. And then I was like, all right, let me try like 200 a day. And then I was like, okay. And that would just be like however long it took,
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like that's when I came across everything. And then I was like, all right, so hold on. Like, I think I maxed out one day, and I was like, let me just see like what I make if I go the full like 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I think I made like 350 or 400. So I
Ooh,
was like, okay,
that was
let
the
me
most.
let me run this up real quick.
Was
Yeah.
that the most you ever made?
I think the most I did in a day was like four something, like 450 maybe.
In 12 hours, or
Yeah.
okay, yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, talk about that because you went from 100, then 200, next,
Yeah.
350, 400, 450. What made you, want to put in more hours? Because a lot of people would see this as, well, it's not worth it, or what about gas and all these other things that they worry about. But you kept, setting higher goals, like for income, 100, 200, and so on and so forth. What made you, want more?
Really just like, bro, I'm just a hustler. Like
Okay.
I don't discriminate. Like bread is bread. So like I do a lot of like online stuff with like running ads and making money from like different like Shopify stores and Facebook ads. So with that, it's like you're making money kind of in the background.
Mm.
And so this kind of just motivated me to like have an extra like because I'm still working while I'm driving, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I got shit going on and I'm like, all right, bet. I just feel better about my time. Like
Yeah.
rather than sitting behind the computer, it's like I'm doubling down. And also too, it just like for me running my brand, my biggest struggle has been like taking money from the brand to like fuel my life.
Hmm.
So it's like if I just don't touch any money from the brand, like I'm able to just reinvest and make better and better shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let me I can curse on here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying like being able to have a different source of income that like can take care of all my expenses,
Hmm.
save, and then like even invest into other shit and the brand still has all of its own money.
Yeah.
It's a game changer for me. So
Yeah, man. That's smart because some people may look at it as, well, if you making money online, why don't you just double down on that? Like, why are you even, driving, Uber or Lyft? So, like, what would you say, to those people?
I would say it's like it's different for everybody, like
Yeah.
for me it kind of makes sense. Like I've been in a place where I've just been behind the computer so much. So like for me, I kind of like it. Like everyone that I show the brand to, even like riders, they fuck with it, they follow
Okay.
it. Some people even cop it. So it's like for me, it's just like a win.
Yeah.
There hasn't been like a negative. I think the only negative would probably be the miles on your car.
Yeah.
So like I'm about to start renting a car through Uber to
Hmm.
see like how that is and just like see if I fuck with that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just bread, bro. The real hustlers will get to it if
Right.
they.
What's interesting? One thing I noticed, about like a lot of drivers, the people who have like something going on other than just driving are like the happiest, the most ambitious, and have like an overall like better experience. I think the people who only try to focus on driving Uber and Lyft and try to change it to a 9 to 5, those are the people who like mainly are just
Mhm.
frustrated, and they just have so much negative stuff to
Yeah.
say about the platform. But the most important thing that they miss is the flexibility.
Mhm.
Because if most people don't have like a skill set where they could earn money like online or from a computer, it sounds good, but once you're actually doing it, if you spend a lot of time sitting down on a computer, it's like you isolated. Like you in the house all day,
Mhm.
you just in the computer, you have no social, interactions unless it's like via Zoom. So I understand why, you wanted to get out there and drive, because it's like you drive, you get to be social, you get to see different, sceneries and still make money. So, it's a win-win in my opinion. It's definitely, a
Facts.
win-win. So, like, before we get to like the earnings, what are some of the things that you really, enjoy about, driving, Uber and Lyft?
I would say like the best thing is probably just like the amount of time that I'm able to think
Oh,
about
mm-hmm.
like it's kind of crazy bro, I got so much going on that I'm like I never stop and think. So you kind of get in this state, especially after a couple hours like locked in, you're in like a flow state of like thinking. Like you can still like focus on the road and pick people up, but you're kind of just like processing all these different thoughts.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like when I end for the day, I'm like the next day I kind of wake up like understanding everything that's going on. I had time to think about
Yeah.
like things that are coming up, things that I might have forgot, like you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it's funny because I mentioned that the exact same thing that you just said, thinking. I mentioned that in one of my videos. I can't remember exactly which one, but the
Hmm.
amount of thinking that I have done in the car as far as coming up with video ideas and, just
Hmm.
future plans, man, it's one of the best things, one of the best benefits about driving, doing ride share. Is because if the passenger not talking, and you're gonna eventually
Yeah,
you'll get tired listening to music or whatever, and you just sit
facts.
there and think. You driving, you just thinking like, oh dang, I could do this, or oh, I have to get this done. Oh, this sounds like a good idea. And sometimes I'm
Yeah,
such a tranquil state. I may like miss a exit. I'm like, oh shit, I just missed the exit or missed a turn.
yeah,
Cause I'm just too busy thinking. So
yeah. Yeah,
that's
I feel like
definitely
it gives you a chance to get clarity on like
yeah.
for me what I've been trying to think about is like what I want to do. You know, like
Hmm.
what is it that I'm like working towards
Hmm.
and just like kind of playing out different scenarios and like I feel like since I started like really locking in, I've gotten a lot of clarity, bro.
Mm. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And like not only clarity, one thing that I often talk about on this channel is readapting, readapting and creating visions. If you want to share some of the moments or times like since you've been driving that you had to readapt and create like a new vision for yourself. If you want to discuss that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I think like for me all right, so this so and bro, it was like the hottest day of the year. And so like I have a fairly new car too, so it kind of was just like out of left field. And
Hmm.
so when I was doing 100, 200 a day, I would do it in the daytime. And
Okay.
so I kind of had to like finesse and learn like all right, bet I'm gonna start going out when the sun's down. So then
Hmm.
I started driving at night and then
Okay.
I found like a perfect like window where it wouldn't be too hot. And like I'm driving like I'm finessing everything, bro. Like windows are cracked to where it's not too much wind back there, but it's like cool.
Yeah.
And like so I'll do that from like 7 p.m. to like 7 a.m. right before like it gets hot and the sun's out. And so like it kind of just put me on to like driving at night. And I feel like you can make a little bit more because there's less traffic, so
Okay.
there's honestly no one on the roads out here at night. So you can kind of like fly from one side of Boston to the other, and you're still getting like decent trips, but it's not taking you that long,
Right. Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like for me, like I was already a night owl, but like it turned into working like a 12-hour shift at night, and it would kind of like it would be tough the daytime because I'm getting home at like 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
like trying to sleep and then trying to still get some stuff done and then go back out. So like definitely after the 2 racks a week challenge, I was like I needed to sleep for like a day because I'm like, bro, I haven't gone to sleep at night in over a week,
Yeah, man.
but it's the grind that you got to understand what you're like going into.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I always say, man, it's a lot of ways that you could go about creating a schedule for yourself, but I always preach like the most important thing is executing. Just trying different things out, see what works for you. And it's like now it's okay. If I drive at night and I try to do 12 hours, man, it's gonna be eventually it's gonna be a struggle. I'm gonna have to catch up on some sleep. So no, I totally agree with that. And now let's get to the moment that everybody's been waiting for. Like, how many hours and how much money did you make? And I'm about
So
to
I,
show the
I
screenshot right here. Do you remember?
I think it was like 2036 or six. What
And
was it?
how many hours?
I think it was 67 hours.
Okay, let me change the focus. Actually, it was less than that. It was 62 hours and 45 minutes, 98 trips, 2,036 $6. Bam, you see it right there.
Yeah.
So
And so
y'all
like
see,
that,
so it should
what
be
was that? So Monday was not even like a full day at all. It was like a couple hours, and then that whatever that middle day was, that
yeah.
day I
You
barely.
was getting
That's
in,
like
man.
a
I see Boston is a good market. Yeah, you was getting in the rest of the days.
yeah. So like those little ones are basically from the day before.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like if I drive from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., it's like
Ah, yeah, I see
the
what you're saying.
midnight on, you
Yeah.
know?
No, I get that because it pretty much like just carries over into the next
Hmm.
day. All right. So how long did it take for you to after let me change the mode real quick. After finding out about, the 2 racks a week challenge, how long did it take you for that to actually make 2 racks?
Oh, the same week. I
Oh, the
was like,
same week.
bet.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm about to do this shit. It wasn't
Absolutely.
even a thing of like if I'm gonna make it. I was like, I just gotta keep going until I make it,
Yeah.
you know? So like, and I would definitely watch some of the videos too. Like as I'm driving, I'll just throw it on like a podcast type of vibe,
Hmm.
and then I'm just like, I got my headphone on this ear, and I'm like, all right, bet. I'm just like
Yeah.
keeping game as I'm going, and it's like
Right.
it's easy too because it keeps you like motivated, you know?
Right.
Like if you call anybody else, they're gonna be like, man, just go home, bro. You gotta go to sleep. Or but when
Exactly.
you're
Oh
hearing
yeah.
someone
Don't
like
work too hard. Yeah.
exactly, when you're hearing someone be like, nah, bro, just keep grinding, and like you're gonna see that 2 racks, and you're gonna want to keep going. So that definitely helps,
Yeah, absolutely,
for real.
man. And dang, a week that that's a pretty good, turnaround. So what are some of the things that you had to do either differently or more of? Uh, like, what did you have to do to make $2,000 for the people that's watching it who hasn't made it? Like, what type of mindset did you have?
I say you gotta like be a little strategic with it, you know,
Okay.
like I've seen some videos where it's like accept every trip. Like for me out here, like if I did that, I feel like I might get fucked. So
Okay.
I really have to like understand the market and be like, okay, what is, because I live like 45 minutes away from Boston.
Okay.
So it's like I got basically 2 hours of driving that aren't with trips, you know? So it's like using my filtered trips for that first and the last one. And
Hmm.
it's like, okay, bet I'm gonna get a big ride on the way in, then grind all night, and then get a big ride on the way out.
Okay.
And it's kind of like you gotta just like stay down, you know, and
Yeah.
like just like make the most of it. If you're gonna do it, make the most of it,
Mm.
you know, because there's times where I've like taken a break and I'm just like, damn, bro, like I should have just kept going. Like I would have been able to go home an hour earlier or something.
Right. No, 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 no. That's definitely good. Pretty much doing more of what you're already doing there. Being strategic about the hours, and I think just being out there and learning your market would definitely
Yeah,
help
that's
you
definitely
along
key
the
because
way.
even for me
Mhm.
to decline something, it's because I've already experienced
Yeah,
why it wouldn't be
exactly.
worth it, you know?
Yep, exactly. So what are some of the things that you struggle with? While you're on this journey, because I know it's probably times that you was like, man, maybe I'll just go home, maybe I'll just end. Like,
Honestly, it was mostly just navigating the heat without the AC, you know? Because it's like, bro, you don't understand. I don't know. Where are you from again? California?
yeah, yeah. But now I moved, so I'm in Las Vegas now.
Oh, word. So yeah, it's hot out there too, right?
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah.
Bro, so out here it gets so hot and like
Hmm.
humid. So like it was tough, like, you know, even with like long trips, it's like someone doesn't want to be on the highway for an hour with the windows open. They just don't, you know?
Right,
So it's
right.
like sometimes even just trying to like distract them from that there's not even AC,
Say-
like just having a good conversation or some shit,
you gotta
you know?
finesse it. You gotta finesse
Like,
it a little bit.
bro, it's a grind, bro.
Oh man, bro, how is that like that feeling? Because I know, it's a hot day and they probably walk to the car. You be like, oh shit, man, I hope they don't ask for the AC.
Bro,
I
every
hope they
time
just
it's just like
An
a
uncomfortable
stress of
feeling.
like, all right, here we go. Let's see if I can like manage this, you know? So sometimes I would just ask them straight up, like, yo, you cool with the windows on? And they'd be like, oh yeah, like I love it. So then it's like, all right, cool. Like
Right.
we're good, you know? But yeah, bro, it was just like a lot of like finessing and just trying to make shit work.
Yeah, that's funny, man. And I like the relentless attitude because for a lot of people, you know, not having AC, especially being somewhere where it's pretty warm, a lot of people get discouraged and they won't drive at all, and they will use that as an excuse, you know, not to get on the
Hmm.
road. It's, oh well, my AC is not working, and I don't want to drive people around without, you know, any AC, so I'm just not gonna do anything. But he's like, man, look, I'm about to have the windows down. You may be hot, but hey, you only gonna be in here for a few minutes, 10, 15, 20
Yeah,
minutes. So you, if I could deal with it for, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours, I know you could deal with it for 20 minutes. You'll be okay.
yeah, that's why like I don't know, like even like I said, driving at night and just like kind of like the vibe's always good. I kind of like can navigate the music too, like what I think the person will fuck with. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like more of an enjoyable vibe. They're kind of just
Mm.
cool. And
Hell yeah, man. Shout out. I like that. And I know, you know, I've been reading like some comments and stuff because I haven't posted, you know, a video for a few months because I was dealing with this move. But I know a
Mhm.
lot of people have been saying like the markets have been like a lot slower. Cause I know it's a little bit slower in San Francisco, you know, on certain days, but then they'll pick back up like, you know, later on in the week. How has the market conditions been changing for you? Have you seen like a slower period or less rides or less earnings?
I, I would say like because I've been doing it so much at night, I noticed like when I do try to do it in the daytime, I'm like it's a lot more of the rides that I would want to decline. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, like 40 minutes, like $19. Oh, nah.
Right, right.
You know, so it's like, because it's like, I try to at least like minimum get like 30, 35 an hour,
Hour.
but
Mm-hmm.
you could get like you can get like an hour trip for like 55, you know?
Mm.
So it's like when you know what you could do, it's harder to just accept it. But at the same time, I've been in the position where I've canceled trips and then I got nothing for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, I should have just, you know, it's like as long as you're at the end of the day, like every day so far, it kind of evens out. So it's like you might as well just accept them and just
Yeah.
hustle. But it's like if you can get one of those like longer ones for out here, it kind of makes sense.
Mm.
But I definitely think like if someone's trying to grind, I feel like the good trips are at night
Okay.
because it's like there's a lot less drivers. People are kind of desperate. They're not complaining about like, you know what I'm saying? People if like if it's hot, they're like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I need to get there. I'm like, all right, let's
Right.
go. Let's do it.
Nah, no, I could agree with that, man. Because like at nighttime, and also at night, you know, that's when people are, you know, going out, you know, dinner, dates,
Hmm.
events, corporate, you know, things. So yeah, I could definitely see that. And like you said, it's less drivers, you know, because a lot of drivers, if they have like families or yeah, if they have families and marriage, you know that you know they got to be back home, so they may not
Exactly.
be able to drive, you know, those nights. So they got to start early, come back home early, because you know, mommy will get on their ass
Exactly.
if they not back. Oh man, that's
So
yeah. How many trips have you completed so far?
honestly, not that many. Probably like 500 or so.
Oh damn. Okay, 500.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still fairly new.
Yeah. All right. Dang. So still fairly new. Um, already made 2 racks. So you know, like I said, I think it all depends on you know the person's you know motivation, their why, some of those like those factors to help them, you know, hit $2,000. And also, I think, would you say, you know, you being a entrepreneur, it's like you already developed, you know, those disciplines of being self reliant. You know, would you say like that also helped you on your journey as well, or?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Okay.
bro, I've been through like a lot, bro. like I do a little bit of YouTube too, and
Okay.
like a lot of my stories on there. So I used to like live in my car and do like DoorDash and shit like that.
Oh
So like,
damn.
bro, I've been through it, and I've been through shit that's like super tough. So it's like this is like light work, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you've been through situations like that, it's like it just creates like an appreciation for something like this where
Mm.
you're like, all right, bet, bro. Like, you know, and I know there's people watching this too that are like doing some shit for like 14 an hour, 15 an hour that are just like, fuck, bro. It's like once you have the opportunity and you can like actually use it, like you don't even complain. You're like, all right, bet.
Right.
Let's get it.
Right. Yeah, dang, man. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, a lot of people they feel like they're stuck. But in reality, things could be much worse. You know, especially if you
For
have a
real.
roof over your head, and a lot of people are just lazy. But you know, you said you used to live in your car. Now you're not. You got up out of there. So, uh, how did you fight your way out of that? You know, I would say mess or minor setback, whatever you want to describe it as. How did you get yourself out of that? What type of I would say what are like a couple characteristics that you had to
I'd
have.
say you have to have clarity for sure. You got to
Mm.
know like what you're doing and why, and you got to be resilient. Like you said, you got to like not give a fuck and just like be down. Like you got to be okay with the hustle. You know, you got to understand like, all right, but that's where the clarity comes in. It's like right now it's gonna suck for a little bit, but like it's gonna suck because I'm trying to achieve this, and then once I achieve this, it's not gonna suck anymore. So you got to be like aligned with like why you're doing it and not like because that removes the like damn bro this is ass like you know what I'm saying.
Hmm. No, no,
So I think
trust me.
that was it
I
for
know
me.
exactly what you're saying, man. And yeah, once you gain like that clarity or that vision, and you know you're able to sacrifice, and I think that's what a lot of people you know have an issue with. You know, because how would you say? What's the words I'm looking for? How was your pride or like how did you feel about yourself when you did sleep in your car? Like did you feel bad or was it like, man, I'm sleeping in my car right now, but you know, I
Nah,
know
it was
it's only
like for me I was like I was making YouTube videos every day, so
mm,
it was really on some like I was kind of proud of it because I was like,
okay.
hey look bro,
I kind of
I'm about
figured that.
to
That's why I asked.
yeah nah I was on some like look like I'm about to do this shit until I'm out of the car. Like you guys are gonna see firsthand like the realest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of influencers they don't show the like they show the pretty parts, you know? So I'm gonna show you the cool shit, but I'm also gonna show you like the shit I have to do in order for the cool shit to even happen right now,
Yeah.
you know?
Damn, that's what's up, man. And you know, a lot of people wouldn't, like you said, they wouldn't show that side of them. But you know, that side is real. It's authentic. You know, a lot of people can relate to that because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, at one point were homeless or sleeping in a car or you know, couch surfing. But you actually, you know, took the initiative to document the journey and get yourself out of it. A lot of people, they like,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to put that out there, or you know, they don't feel like they don't really believe in themselves or have that type of confidence.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
If you know that this isn't it, you don't mind showing the process. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing with anything, like losing weight or like, you know what I'm saying, trying to stop something. It's like, bro, if you know you're
hmm
gonna stay down, it makes you a lot more comfortable with showing like the hard part.
right,
Because
right,
you're like, this is it. And once you've done these type of things, you get even more comfortable with it. Because
yeah,
you're like, oh, I know how this is gonna go,
right,
you know?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because it's like once you go, and that's what a lot of people fear. You know, um, it's like if they want to be entrepreneurs or start a business or you know do something that's abnormal compared to just showing up at a job at you know clocking your 40 hours and getting a consistent check, you know this even like for your brand, it's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of stuff that happens that's
Hmm.
unexpected, a lot of losses or setbacks. And some people they can't go through that. They can't stomach it. Like the thought of
Yeah.
even having like a little minor setback, it freaks them out. So that's why they need like that consistency. But like, I don't care. It's just part of the process, and life could be worse. That's how I look at it. It could be worse. Like,
Facts, bro.
it's only
Facts.
a small setback. What's the worst that could happen? You go down here to
Hmm.
go back up. I'll take a step or two steps back to take 5 steps forward. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's all part of the process, man. So we got a couple more questions before we get on
Oh yeah.
up out of here. What would you say to the people who's thinking about uh, driving, Uber and Lyft, but they kind of skeptical about it? Like they skeptical in terms of they may not think it's worth it because the company takes too much of a cut, the wear and tear of your car, the gas prices, the security. Like, what would you say to the people who's on the fence about doing this? Should they or not?
I would say you gotta try it, bro. You can't knock it till you try it. You can't. I don't even feel like you're entitled to have like a set opinion until you've like actually given it a shot. Because it's like the thing is the same time that you're still complaining about it, someone already done paid their rent, their car payment, their car insurance, their
Right.
phone bill. You know what I'm saying? Like in a week. So it's like, bro, shit. Like you might as well, bro. You might as well just give it a shot. And like I said, it's not something where that's what I think is cool about what you're doing because it's like 2 bands a week. It's like, I bet, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? Like even just me doing it made me a lot more confident in it and being like, oh, bet. There's not anything I could think of right now besides stuff that I have to put money into that's gonna make me 2 bands a week. So fuck it,
Hmm.
let me just do this shit real quick, you
Right.
know? And it's like if you got something better, then you can be more picky and be like, all right, fuck it.
Exactly. You
But
know, and I agree
shit.
with everything you just said, and that's how I look at it because you know I think you're the 95th person I interviewed, but I know for a fact over 100 people have reached out to me, but
Hmm.
95 have actually came on the podcast, and if you stick, with it, everything would be fine. Um, And yeah, and that's where I was going because I kind of lost my train of thought for a minute. But yeah, a lot of people are like arrogant and but oh well, look how many hours. Like you said, like you just did what 62 hours and some change. First
Hmm.
thing they would try to do is discredit you. Well, look how many hours you had to do. Oh, you have no life. Or look how many miles he probably put in his car. He gonna depreciate all this. Like, forget the fact that you actually achieve the goal that you set out for yourself is to make $2,000. Forget all that good stuff. They always want to, discredit, and that's why a lot of people won't have, any true achievement, or they block their blessings based on the way they think and their perception of things. Because okay, let's say, all right, you don't want to try to make $2,000. All right, cool, fine. But how would you make $2,000? Like, do you have a plan that you can make $2,000 like within the
Exactly.
next couple weeks? Because for this, if you meet all the qualifications, driver's license, background check, and inspection, blah blah blah. Shit, you could be making $2,000 within a week. So what's
Yeah.
your plan? Because we
And
showing,
it's like until you have like just do it until if you hate it that much, just do it and let that motivate you to figure out something else.
yeah.
You know? It's like that was my whole thing living in the car. It was like, all right, bet I need to get this brand off the ground because I'm not. And it wasn't like I didn't have other ways to make money. It was like I forced myself to sell T-shirts and like hats and shit. And I was like, all right, bet I'm not moving out of here until the brand is paying for my like living, my expenses.
Hmm.
You know, and like you got to just have that mentality.
Exactly, man. I couldn't say no better. It's a mentality. It's a mental thing, man. Like you got to be fearless, resilient, because stuff is going to happen. you will be tested. You think you're gonna get
Mhm.
into this and do anything that's worth talking about or anything that's significant and you're not gonna be tested, you're not gonna have, setbacks. That's not realistic. But how you gonna overcome them? Will you quit like a lot of people and like, it didn't work? I need a job, which is fine because a lot of people do need jobs. Or you're gonna go back to the drawing board, come up with a new plan, a better plan, stick with it, and continue to be persistent and make it work. The choice is yours. Only thing we're showing is what exactly could be done with the right attitude, the right why, and the right daily disciplines. So, any
Mhm.
last words of encouragement before we wrap up?
Yeah, man. I would say just like for anyone that's thinking about it and they're not like, sure about it, bro, just do that shit. You gotta just try it and don't give a fuck about what anybody has to say about it. Like the the name of my brand is Denied Approval,
Hmm.
and it's like it's really just about like reinventing the no and like not looking for anybody's approval to like do this shit. And I feel like this shit even applies here. It's like, bro, fuck everybody, bro. Just get that bread. You feel me?
I like that. Yeah, man. Like you don't need nobody approval. Like you are an adult now, so it doesn't matter what your parents gonna say. What you gonna drive a car? Man, look, you could get out there and make $2,000 or more in a week with your car. So if you want to do that, cool. If you don't,
Hmm.
cool. But they're going to they're going to continue to be people who get out here and make $2,000, and you can sit here on the sideline or on the fence, and you can say, "Well, my mom don't want me to do it, or my wife she doesn't approve of it, or my husband, or whatever the case may be." Don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, the money is here, and whatever you want to do, like it's your life. So come up with a plan, and don't worry about who approves of it, who disapproves of it. Your plan is your plan, and your goals are your goals. So, see it through. And that's all I have
Mhm.
to say, man. What about you? You done? Anything else, or that's?
I had a question for you
Yeah, go
though.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so how do you find the time to stay on top of the YouTube shit? And like with all the driving you do, how do you like do you have a specific schedule that you stick to or you're just like whenever you can?
That's a good question.
Because that's a whole nother commitment in itself. Like
Yeah.
I know you probably either get home and you're like, bro, fuck this today, or like you do it before the day starts or something. Like,
I don't know. I think it all depends on like if I come up with a video topic, because like I said, a lot of
mhm,
time I come up with my video ideas while I'm driving in the car. I may come up with an idea, and I'm like, oh damn, I should talk about this, and I'll just like put in my notes real quick and put a couple of talking points. So I guess what I do is if I come up with a topic, especially if it's really on my mind and I feel strong passion to talk about it, I'll just shoot it uh like once I get home. Cause what
mhm,
I normally do a lot of times I use my chronograph on my watch. So I know if I let's say create a script while I'm driving, put some notes.
mhm,
Only thing I do is like at least record it like on the camera. I'll just talk in the camera, whatever, and record it. And I know just to do like the talking head portion, it would probably take me like 40 minutes.
yeah,
So I can just do that like 40 minutes real quick. But the editing part is going to take, the longer part. So I'll just try to, edit, like 30 minutes to an hour throughout the day. At least try to have it done for like the upcoming week. So that's what I'll try to do. But like as far as like the 2 racks a week challenge, whenever people hit me up, I'll just make time, bam, we get it done. So I don't know. I guess I just gotten so used to just finding ways and finding times, just to get it done.
yeah.
I don't
Like
know. It's
like
just,
for today's interview, did you drive today already?
well, since I just moved here, I'm waiting for my Nevada driver's license to come in. So it should
Oh
be
shit,
maybe
true.
sometime next week. But so I'm only able to do deliveries. So deliveries
Oh
are
shit.
they're trash.
Did you try driving out there before you moved?
No.
You
Nope.
said, fuck it, just jumped into it?
Yeah, I jumped into it, but I did interview a couple people in this market who have made 2 racks. So I was comfortable with it. And also, you
Right.
know, the price of living is a lot, you know, cheaper than,
Facts.
you know, being out here. So, you know, I don't know. I just always find ways, you know, to get stuff done. And sometimes I surprise myself. I'm like, damn, how did I get all this stuff done? So that's why I
Yeah.
say, you know, being like relentless and, you know, once you start to do it for a while, you'll just find, you know, ways to get it done because you'll get that, you know, that flow of things. But
Mhm.
but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna conclude this week's episode of the 2 Racks a Week Challenge, man. Shout out to
Oh,
Yuki, shout out to Boston, Mass. I gotta go back and do a I guess a count see which market has the most winners and stuff. Maybe I'll do an update once we hit 100 to let the audience know who's in the forefront or the leaderboards of which market is the best. So I want to shout out to you. Thank you once again for coming on, sharing your story.
yeah,
You
bro.
know, keep at it, and you know, drop your you know, your brand, anything else, your channel, anything else you want to say.
Oh, hell yeah. Fucking, you guys can check out Denied Approval. All right? Check out on this bracelet.
Okay.
Denied Approval. We got it on the arm, too.
Okay.
You
Oh,
feel me?
you
That's
real
really
committed. I like it.
Nah, bro. You'll see. You know, if you check it out,
Yeah, I
especially the
am.
older stuff when I was living in my car, bro, that's like the real, like, if anybody's going through that shit, just know it's going to be all right. You're going to do it.
All right, yeah, and I'm definitely gonna you know put your links in the description below, man. So make sure y'all check
That's
them
love,
out.
bro.
And you know, this is what we doing over here. So it doesn't matter with all the naysayers and all the nerds and all the people who are
Facts.
frustrated and losing. Let them stay over there. But over here, we're gonna do things a little bit different. So until next time,
Hell yeah, bro.
Ronnie Speed, over and out, Mr. 2 Racks a Week. Holla back. Drum roll. Guitar, piano, violin. Peace.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.